Every narcissist has these 7 traits. Have you ever met someone who seemed charming at first, but left you feeling drained, confused, and questioning yourself over time? Someone who always found a way to make every situation about them. Someone who could hurt people repeatedly and still somehow appear to be the victim. If so, you may have encountered a narcissist. While every person is different, narcissists tend to share several core traits that show up again and again, regardless of age, gender, or background. These traits are not random personality quirks. They are deeply rooted patterns that shape how narcissists think, behave, and relate to others. Understanding these traits can help you recognize manipulation earlier, protect your emotional well-being, and stop blaming yourself for behavior that was never your responsibility. Today, we are exploring the 7 traits that almost every narcissist displays, and why these patterns create so much damage in relationships, families, and workplaces. Trait number 1. They have an extreme need for validation. At the core of narcissism is an endless hunger for validation and admiration. Narcissists constantly seek attention, praise, approval, and recognition from others. No matter how much validation they receive, it is never enough. They may boast about achievements, exaggerate stories, or constantly fish for compliments. What makes this trait particularly exhausting is that their self-worth depends heavily on outside reactions. They need other people to reinforce the image they want to believe about themselves. If they are not receiving enough admiration, they often become irritated, defensive, or desperate to regain attention. This is why many narcissists seem to thrive when they are the center of attention and struggle when focus shifts away from them. The admiration acts like emotional fuel, and without it, they often feel insecure beneath the surface. Trait number 2. They lack genuine empathy. One of the most painful traits of a narcissist is their inability to consistently empathize with others. This does not always mean they are completely incapable of understanding emotions. Often they understand exactly how someone feels. The problem is that they do not genuinely prioritize those feelings when they conflict with their own desires. They may dismiss your pain, minimize your concerns, or become annoyed when your emotional needs require attention. If your suffering does not benefit them or support their image, they may appear cold, detached, or indifferent. This lack of empathy often leaves partners, friends, and family members feeling unseen and emotionally abandoned. Over time, people around narcissists may begin questioning whether their feelings even matter because their emotional experiences are repeatedly invalidated. Trait number 3. They struggle to accept responsibility. Accountability is one of the greatest challenges for narcissists. Admitting mistakes threatens the image of superiority they work so hard to protect. Instead of taking responsibility, they often blame others, make excuses, rewrite events, or completely deny what happened. Even when evidence is obvious, they may twist the narrative until they appear innocent. If confronted, they frequently shift attention away from their behavior and toward your reaction. Suddenly, the discussion is no longer about what they did, but about how you responded. This pattern can leave people feeling frustrated because productive conversations become nearly impossible. Rather than learning from mistakes, narcissists often focus on protecting their ego at all costs. Trait number 4. They need control. Control provides narcissists with a sense of security and power. They often try to influence how others think, feel, behave, or perceive them. Sometimes this control is obvious through dominance, criticism, and intimidation. Other times it is subtle through guilt manipulation, silent treatment, or emotional withdrawal. They may become uncomfortable when others act independently or make decisions that reduce their influence. The reason control matters so much is because unpredictability threatens their sense of superiority. If they cannot control outcomes, they cannot guarantee the validation, attention, or status they crave. This constant need for control often creates unhealthy relationship dynamics where one person feels increasingly restricted, while the narcissist feels entitled to dictate the emotional atmosphere. Trait number 5. They create a false image. Most narcissists invest enormous energy into maintaining a carefully crafted public image. They want others to see them as exceptional, successful, intelligent, attractive, generous, or morally superior. The image itself often becomes more important than reality. Because of this, they may hide flaws, exaggerate strengths, and present a version of themselves that does not fully exist. This explains why some narcissists appear wonderful to outsiders while treating close relationships very differently behind closed doors. Public image must remain protected because it provides validation and admiration. Anyone who threatens that image may quickly become a target of anger, blame, or character attacks. Maintaining appearances often becomes one of their highest priorities. Trait number 6. They exploit relationships for personal gain. Healthy relationships involve mutual respect, support, and consideration. Narcissists often view relationships through a different lens. They may unconsciously evaluate people based on what benefits they can provide. Some people offer attention. Others provide status, money, emotional support, social connections, or admiration. As long as someone serves a purpose, the narcissist may remain invested. However, when that value decreases, the relationship often changes dramatically. This does not mean every interaction is calculated from the beginning. But over time, many narcissists develop patterns of using people to meet their emotional needs without offering equal care in return. This imbalance leaves others feeling used, depleted, and emotionally exhausted. Trait number 7. They cannot handle criticism. Perhaps one of the most revealing traits of narcissism is an extreme sensitivity to criticism. Even mild feedback can feel like a personal attack. Because their self-image is fragile beneath the confidence, criticism threatens their entire identity. As a result, they may react with anger, defensiveness, sarcasm, blame shifting, or complete withdrawal. Some narcissists launch counterattacks to avoid feeling vulnerable. Others play the victim and seek sympathy from others. What makes this trait so difficult is that constructive conversations become almost impossible. Instead of viewing criticism as an opportunity for growth, they experience it as a threat that must be defeated or escaped. When you step back and look at these 7 traits together, a clear pattern emerges. The narcissist's world revolves around protecting an idealized image of themselves while avoiding anything that threatens it. Validation replaces genuine self-esteem. Control replaces trust. Manipulation replaces accountability. Image replaces authenticity. And self-protection replaces emotional connection. This is why relationships with narcissists often feel confusing. Their words may sound loving, yet their actions repeatedly create pain. Their confidence may appear strong, yet they react intensely to criticism. Their charm may seem genuine, yet it often disappears when they no longer need something from you. The most important thing to remember is that recognizing these traits is not about diagnosing everyone you dislike. It is about understanding unhealthy patterns so you can protect your peace and maintain healthy boundaries. The more clearly you see these behaviors, the less likely you are to internalize their manipulation or blame yourself for their actions. Awareness creates freedom. And once you understand the patterns, you stop chasing explanations and start trusting what the behavior has been showing you all along. The 7 traits may look different from person to person, but the underlying pattern remains remarkably consistent. Every narcissist may wear a different mask, but beneath the mask, these same traits are often waiting to be discovered. If you liked the video, then do like, share, and subscribe to Emotional Dynamics for more such quality videos about relationship narcissism and avoidant attachment style. Until then, take care, and I will see you next time.